So we're back. We're about to go venturing into the slums. We've got our magic memorized, so I could go magic cast, for instance. We have 3 people with sleep spells. That's the most important thing. As you saw in the last video, I didn't actually buy weapons. You don't really need weapons at this point. I know that sounds silly, but you'll see it becomes fairly apparent. One thing, so we've entered the slums. We're at the start of the slums. See how it says angry? If you see people that are angry, they're going to attack you. You could potentially flee here. But just to give you an idea, we'll flee here. So we didn't actually get taken very far, but we've fled to combat. Nothing bad happens. There's not, again, no, I said in the first video, you got to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. So we just ran from that. You don't have to fight every combat here. You can avoid some of them. Currently, S will turn search on and off. So it takes 10 minutes, you've got search on and you'll find hidden treasure, but you're more likely to disturb monsters. We're going to turn search off at the moment. That didn't really help. Orcs are really big and tough in general, but I'll show you some combat now. If you're a low level party, you probably want to pick on the kobolds and the goblins and leave the orcs alone. I'll actually do that. I'll flee because I'll follow my own advice. So we're just going to go up here. You're being approached by some angry goblins. So goblins are good to beat up on. So if you go aim previous, aren't very many of them. We outnumber them. Just with your party's aligned, so they've got 3 guys in the front and 3 guys at the back. You'll notice my guys at the back are a lot weaker. My guys at the front are a little bit tougher. They're first level characters, not hugely, but my 2 tougher fighter guys, armor class 0, 9 and 8 hit points. This guy's not super tough, but so we just want to hang back with the back row guys. We may as well just charge forward with the fighters. You can just move these guys in a little bit because they want to cast some spells, but sit them away from the combat. I'm going to charge my other guy, the blue guy, up next to Conan, but in black, to sort of create a wall to keep him safe from a mage. This is sleep. Sleep does 3x3 square. So I'm going to target this one, and you'll see all 4 fall to sleep. So this is a really overpowered spell. So these are all now asleep, and if I aim manual, the goblin's helpless. So you can just walk up to these as easy as you like and just take them down. This is why I recommend having 3 people with sleep spells. Just done guard. So if you just done guard, it'll eventually come. Do you want to continue the battle? For most parts, you'll just say no. And this is why you don't really need to buy items. So just grab everyone. You can just steal this guy's items. So Conan took a sword, short sword, now a shield. This guy can take a sword. This guy can take a sword. My front row have all variants of fighters. That's a good idea. I will actually take you through what I've actually got in this party in a moment. Items, short sword. Bilbo only has leather armor. Studded leather's, I think, slightly better. So we'll just go view items. Oh, he can't use studded leather. He's a pure thief. So I'm going to take you through what I've actually got in my party in a moment. So what I'm doing now is equipping all the swords. Oh, he's a cleric magic user. He can't use sword. So I'll take you through the party really quick. Conan the Barbarian, not surprisingly, is a pure fighter. He has high dexterity. His strength is okay, his constitution is okay, he has okay hit points. So his major thing is to be a bit of a tank and draw the fire. The big thing is he wants a low armor class. The lower the armor class, the less likely he is to get hit. Thomas, this is named after the book, The Fighter from The Magician by Raymond E. Feist, just as an aside. He had some pretty good rolls. He had 18 Dex, 18 Constitution. He's a fighter magic user. This is the most overpowered class in the game. If you're power gaming, you may as well just take... Honestly, I think the ultimate party is 5 fighter magic users and probably a pure mage. Or you can just take 6 fighter magic users. Just the more magic you have, the tougher you are. So in my party, you'll see that I've got 3 guys that are magic users. So this is the first. So again, fighter magic user, cleric magic user. He isn't quite as tough. Clerics can only use blunt weapons, so he can use any armor. So he's rocking bandit mail, but he doesn't. He could potentially use a mace or a flail. So you'll see me often if I have the chance, I'll advance these 2 because they have the low armor class. He'll sit back and guard the flank, and then these 3 sort of sit behind him again. A lot of people, and it's sometimes forced upon you in the game, you'll have a front row of 3, and you literally start touching each other. Like the opposition are right in your face to start with, so you can't basically build a 3-layer defense, which is what I like to do. Again, I'd have these 2 slightly advanced, Gandalf as the in-between layer, and these 3 I should say. As Bilbo gets tougher, I might move him a bit further up. Do you want to go take no? So just an important... I didn't finish my party though. So Gandalf, fighter mage, cleric mage, pure mage. Pure mages are good because they go up in levels faster. And I sort of mentioned in the other video, you have 3 epochs. You have the sleep epoch, holding person's stinking cloud epoch, and then finally the fireball epoch. You want to race the fireball. Once your party has 3 people casting fireballs, you are really overpowered. I think you can... I'd go as far to say if you've got 3 fireballs, you're going to waltz through most missions. And finally, last 2, cleric. Clerics are important to have wisdom. The higher your wisdom, the more bonus spells you get. So 15 gives you 1 and 16 gives you 2, then 3 and 4 for 17 and 18. She's not super tough fighting wise, she's only got 6 hit points, but you can kind of see the balance. I've got 2 tougher fighters, then 2 medium fighters, and then Della. Bilbo Baggins is a thief. Thieves completely suck in this game. I kind of just brought him for comic relief. I don't necessarily think you actually need 6 characters. Five's more than enough. Some people take fighter thieves; they're a little bit more useful. I personally just would roll with a party without a thief whatsoever. But for the purity of the game, you can take a thief. I'm sure they're just showing off how terrible the thief class is by being a pure thief. I will eventually get him something, a ranged weapon he can use. Just finally, I know there's a set fight in this room. So I've cast 2 of my sleep spells, and I cast 1 of my sleep spells, and Dana's got to cast a sleep spell. Gandalf and Thomas both have sleep spells left. So I have 2 sleep spells I can use in this upcoming combat, because once I clear this room, I can rest. So what you really want to do is you want to go from combat. You want to go from room to room to room, clearing everything out, but you never want to run out of sleep spells. Like the only time you want to run out of sleep spells is when you're in a room and you've cleared it, and then you can rest and get your sleep spells back again. So you'll see me just drop. I'll drop sleep spells really fast. He's just going to move here and guard the flank for the moment. So these are, as I said previously, sleep does 3 by 3. So by casting it there, you'll get those 4. Conan can go the whack. That's what fighters do. You can cast Bless. That increases your chances to hit. You can cast another Sleep. At the moment, there's a bit of a weakness in my party in the sense that Gandalf in white and Thomas in blue are 2 of my spellcasters, so potentially they can get hit. So all these people are now helpless, and again, Sleep's really overpowered. You don't want to get into these fights. You don't want to get into these fights where you're just low-level characters slugging it out with people that outnumber you. You just want to overpower them. So cast sleep, use your magic to overpower them, and then just finish them off while they're helpless. Don't fight fair. It's a short version. You're a first level character. Do not fight fair whatsoever. Do I continue? No. So we're going to take some more items here. This guy doesn't have a shield, take that. There's a short bow. I'm pretty sure pure thieves can't use short bows, but we're going to try and take one. I should have brought the thief. I should have either taken a fighter thief and used the short bow, or I should have brought him a sling. Because thieves can use slings. I think that's it. A few items. So, I don't know who took the short bow now. Thomas can have the shield. His armor class will go down by 1. He's the cleric who can't use that. No items. Again, I don't like taking lots of useless items. That's pretty much how to play Pool of Radiance. So, I'll just show you one thing quickly. So, I've now cleared this room. I can actually encamp here. Magic, memorize. We'll get our Bless spell back. Andela, get the sleep spell back. Gandalf, sleep spell. Again, sleep's really overpowered. Lots and lots of sleep spells. Rest. Save your game. Oops, sorry. Save game. And just one final combat. We'll go clear another room. And then I'll sort of call it quits because I don't want to show off too much of the game if you're a beginner. I should have brought him a sling, then he could fling stuff at people, but... So this is going to be slightly tricky. If I cast sleep here, it'll put my own characters to sleep, which I might show you in a second. Actually, I'll cast sleep here, and you'll see that I'll put all 5 people to sleep, including my own. So all of them fell asleep. I could, like... My own character here is now helpless. The fact that I could get them all asleep though makes it kind of silly. Again, like, Bilbo's killing people. He doesn't have any weapons. You don't need weapons when you've got everyone asleep, because you can just pick them up and steal them. Like, when you're starting a party, just cast sleep everywhere. Get your guys up and running, get some stuff. Items take. This is a clerical scroll. Yeah, you don't need that money. Few items. So, this happens to be Cure Light Wounds. Because this is the first level, they're being slightly nice to you, so they gave you a scroll and they knew what it was. You didn't have to go get it identified. Actually, I will show you a couple of little things while I'm here. So we're going to get in camp, memorize. What I'll do is exit, save, see. Oh, you are surprised by goblins. So they get the initiative, they get to attack. We're going to cast... Oh, we don't have a slow spell with him. You probably can take these guys down without weapons anyway. They're not particularly tough. As long as, like, again, they haven't been hitting me. Because I've got decent armor. What weapons you have, it's kind of irrelevant at this point in the game. The equipment makes a big part in the later part of the game. On guard. On guard. So 2 of my sleep spells have been used, so I'm going to duck into a room and take items. Take. I'm going to give Bilbo a sword finally. Stop being a twit. View items, short sword. I think they've all got weapons now. Gandalf, keep falling for that. Gandalf is a cleric mage, so you can't use short swords, but we'll rectify that in a moment. Don't pick up the money, don't pick up all the items. It's just it just slows you down. I'm just going to duck in here. This is a room I've already cleared. So we're going to memorize that. It is kind of important to memorize, to know which rooms you've cleared and which ones you haven't. Okay. So save. Lots of saving is good in this game because you could potentially run into a big combat and die. So with the doors you can just bash or pick them. I know there's actually treasure here, so I'm going to look. So you can walk around with search on, which you'll find this as well. You find a long leather bag. Will you open it? Yes. So now they're not going to be so nice to you. So you've got arrows, and you may as well take. I'd take all of that. You pick up gold, pick up platinum, pick up gems, and pick up jewelry. Pick up stuff that's worthwhile. So again, this guy's a pure thief, so he can't use a short bow. When I continue this game, I'm going to go buy him a sling. But if he was a fighter thief, you could use a short bow. But again, I've sort of picked Bilbo just to show off how crap thieves are. Like, don't. I would take a fighter thief, and actually, I wouldn't even take a thief at all. To exit. I think that's about. Oh yeah, I'll go back to. I will go back to. Given supplies by goblins. So I know I've got sleep spells out the wazoo at the moment, so I'll do a round of combat. See, you can sit here for a while and just throw punches at each other. You're so low level, you're just going to keep. Well, I actually got hit, but people are just going to keep missing and missing and missing all day long until you actually cast a sleep spell. I'll show you what happens if you cast it here. So I've put a lot of my own party to sleep, which is really silly, but all the goblins are asleep, so it doesn't matter. Take items. Shields are good. I need a shield for her. I think that's all the shields I need. I've got 4 now. Oh wow. So I'm just going to flee. I'm just going to go back to town. If you surprise someone, you can just wait and they'll flee. Part of the slums is you have to kill 15 random encounters. I'm about to leave the slum area, and I've got sleep spells left, so I may as well use one. Like, there's no harm at all in just cast it here, put everyone asleep. I don't care that one of my guys is going to sleep. As long as they're all asleep, it's fine. Completely overpowered spell, did I mention that? Take items. Yeah, you don't want any of that stuff. See, don't take all that crap. So, the temples can do everything you need except buy weapons. And by that I mean, do you want healing? Yes. So, if I go into, I think this guy picked up the items. I can't remember who picked up the items. Bilbo. So Bilbo picked up the items, and Bilbo has the gems. So we're going to go appraise for the gems. Gem, sell, 500 GP. So if we go view items, we can ID this. ID, yes. ID, yes. I'll say no to it, but I can also sell these. Do I want to sell these? No. Do I want to sell these? That's a lot of money, but no. And finally, I'm just going to duck down to the store, and then I'll finish the video. I should have brought this guy a sling. This is an armor shop. Buy sling. And I'll make Bilbo a little bit more useful. Thieves again suck. I just wanted to show off how bad they are. Exit. Yes. Magic memorize. I want to do one final combat. And basically, if you can do all this, you're well and truly up and running in Pool of Radiance. So hopefully we can get there without too much hassle. I don't have search on, so I shouldn't bump into too much. I currently have 3 sleep spells. You're being pro. That's annoying. Oh, I didn't rest either. Oh well. I might just flee that. I didn't really want to pick a fight with a bunch of orcs when I was about to go have a big fight with a bunch of orcs. Oh, go away. So if I wait now, they'll flee. This is the fortune teller. You want to pay her. She gives you a little prediction of the future, and then you leave. If you attack her, all the random encounters become 50% harder. This is one of those things again, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. They're trying to build into the game that not everything should be killed. There's one quest in this slum which you can actually do without violence. So again, they're trying to build up to the fact that you don't have to kill everything. I'll just show Cure Light Wounds right now, because Thomas is a bit sick. Because there's a big combat, I'm going to cast Blessed as well. So, in camp, magic, display, everyone's blessed. So, it's a bit obscure, but magic display shows you all the effects affecting those people. So as you get up more items, you can see they start stacking. Magic. Okay, cool. So this is one of the big fights. I wanted to show you to it because it has some of the better magic items in this level. They're already blessed, so this guy can just charge in. I'll just show you quickly. Down here is just, there's a stack of orcs. This is why you need 3 sleep spells. I'll also show you, he's got a short sword in his hands. He can now use the sling. So he can just throw a rock at someone. With the low level characters, they're just going to miss all the time. So again, cast sleep. Like Bilbo will be there all day trying to kill orcs if you don't just cast sleep. So we have now 11 of the orcs put to sleep. I think. Yeah. Because they're asleep, Gandalf can actually move away from them without triggering their attack from behind. So cast it here. So we have now 17 of the 19 orcs asleep. So we're just going to start hacking them down. He can put his short sword. I can't use that ever again. I keep falling for that, don't I? Aim manual. Lots of helpless guys for him to pick off. These are the only 3 that aren't asleep. Gun guard. I'll finish. This should be my last combat before I finish this video. Aim. Aim. Previous. So just pick off the helpless ones. These guys are all helpless, so I can move away from them. I just want to get I want to get my tougher guys towards the ones that are actually awake, so that when they run, they're kind of being dumb. They're not charging towards my fighters at the moment. These people are all helpless. You can just charge in with. Don't hold back with your mages. Nothing is. I don't actually buy darts. Okay. You can get ranged weapons with your darts, but with your mages, but I don't really think they're really worth the hassle. In the first level, there's so many things. If you have 3 sleep spells, you'll put most things asleep and you just whack them. That's all you're doing. So the fighters are actually, the 2 tougher fighters are actually taking down the 3s. So the 2 tougher fighters got engaged with a fight with 3 awake conscious orcs, and they killed 2 of them and the final one surrendered. So that's 400 hit points, 400 XP I should say. You need about 2,000 to go up, roughly, depending on the class. So that's a chunk of that. Previously I memorized the detect magic spell, so Gandalf is going to cast it. And when we go take items, you'll see that some of them have an asterisk next to them. That means they're magical. So he's going to take a magical sword. He's going to take a magical sword. Gandalf finally gets a weapon. He can use a flail. And I don't think, because he's a pure thief. Again, showing off how crap they are. I'm pretty sure chainmail. This is +1 chainmail, and it's not better than what I've got. You can take the long, like if you want to give you guys range weapons, just take them. You know, we don't have to buy them at the store. Just take them. So everyone that can use a bow now has one. Take the arrows if you want. Arrows, weight is an actual thing in this game. Like how much encumbrance you're carrying. So I did take the chainmail. Cool. I wanted to take the chainmail because it's worth a stack of money. Take items. Money. We don't want that. No. Encamp. Magic. Memorize. So Gandalf used all his cleric spells, so they're the 4 I'd recommend for a cleric mage. This guy only has 1. Fighter mages aren't so bad because you cast your spell and you just charge in. Like, especially at this level, you don't. It's not so bad having fighter mages in the front row at this level because they only have 1 spell. So you just cast it and charge on in. So you have to rest to memorize your spells. A bad habit I have is leaving without resting to memorize them spells. I'm just going to save that. I'm just wondering how much XP I have. They don't have enough to train. I might leave the video here and then finally I'll beat up a bit more of the slums and I'll go back and train, and that'll pretty much conclude all you need to know about Pool of Radiance.